Hugo, how are you?
Good, Mick, yourself?
Not so bad. What happened? What am I referring to?
The high ball. Yeah, bit of a focus error. I think it was a bit of a dead duck now, and even caught under it. I was like, oh no. There's just sometimes they just don't fall nice for you. But yeah, not proud of it, and hopefully that'll be the only of the season.
And do you remember knocking on a ball like that before? Because we were just talking about it in the press box and on social media. It's an unusual thing. It looks something that you can do with your eyes closed, or so. But do you remember knocking on a ball like that in the last couple of years?
You try not to dwell on those mistakes. You learn from them and put it past you. But there's always a couple. That one was probably highlighted because there was no one around me. Probably Reece Ruddock was the only one putting me under pressure. But yeah, I'll try not to dwell on it. Got a few under the belt today in training, and then once the first one's caught on the weekend, it'll be a thing of the past, hopefully.
Exactly, no, but I'm saying it as a compliment.
No, I get you. Thanks, Michael.
It's a rare thing.
Yeah.
What way do you approach this game against Bath in terms of how they're going? I know you're focusing a lot on yourself and your own games, but it's impossible to probably block out their record so far, and they've got a lot of injuries even at the weekend and a couple more. So how do you not let that seep in terms of a team that's going really poorly?
I suppose they've been quite unlucky this year, as you say, with the injuries, but also with the score lines. They've lost a good few games by small margins, and then I think 6 of them within 10 points. And I think it was even the Northampton coach came out after the game on the weekend saying that it won't be long till they get their first win, because they're a serious side. You just need to look at that team sheet, to some of the names, your Ciprianis, Jonathan Josephs, to see the quality in their team. And obviously this is the Champions Cup as well. It's going to be a new start for them, and they're going to be coming out firing. So that's the challenge ahead of us, and it's a, I suppose, format now that you can't slip up really. It's only 4 games, and you want to be getting maximum points. So it's as I said, it's the Champions Cup, and these are the big games you want to be involved in, and that's the challenge for us. We're going to be focusing on ourselves mainly now to get our performance right, because that'll be the main thing now for this weekend.
Just finally for me, Josh van der Vlier's in great form at the moment. You obviously have a good view of him from where you stand on the pitch. Have you noticed, or what would you say about how he has come on from what you see over the last 12 months?
He's doing incredible, isn't he? He's such a hard worker. You see it in training every day. He's a bit of a student of the game, isn't he? And he's improving so much, and I think that's the any feedback he gets from coaches and stuff, he's just so good on taking it on board and learning from it, and he's finding himself out in the wide channels a bit more. So he's working with I suppose the outside backs a bit, and it's paying dividends, isn't it? He's playing great rugby, and it's the whole back row. It's it's phenomenally competitive, and I think that's probably another factor, that they're all driving each other on. The sevens in the club, we're very fortunate having Levy, Penny, Will Connors, him. So there's plenty of competition there, and they're good at coming together and improving themselves. So it's paying dividends for them all, I think.
Just quickly, a follow up on that. Does that change how you see a certain player? If Josh has kind of added carrying and a bit more ball skill to his game, do you say, I'll just go on the shoulder here, whereas maybe before, if you saw a guy who you could predict the next play, is that something that the backs are talking about, getting on the shoulders of him more so now than previously?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's not just him, it's about everyone sort of flooding those channels when there is a bit of a break. I think it was Mike Alatoa who got on the shoulder of Josh, and then Ringer on Mike's shoulder. So that's always positive to see, and it's something that Felipe would be big on, about winning those races and getting into that space. So I think it is something that he's improved, and people are naturally trying to run off him now, but it's across the board as well.
Thanks, Hugo. Best of luck.
Cheers, Michael. Thank you.
How are you, Hugo? Just a bit build on what you were just saying there about Josh. It seems to be just this whole forward pack in Leinster right now are just very mobile. How does that help you as an attacker? When you have people like Ron Keller and Dan Sheehan, Tyke Furlong, Josh Van der Fleer, Jack Conan, all of these players to get into sort of the 15-metre channel.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Sure, they're scoring our tries for us. Dan Sheehan will be taking our job soon out in the wing. No, it's great to have that talent in the pack, and there's some serious athletes coming through now, and it definitely adds a different dynamic to the team, and we're lucky to have it. And the list goes on of lads who are in that category as well. So I think it doesn't happen just for no reason. It's the work they do in training, the work they do in the gym, and it's great to see that it's paying off now.
Just on James Lowe, your partner in the back three, he's been phenomenal this year as well as yourself. But his defensive capabilities have rose since the start of the year. At the start of the year he was making a few errors here and there, but even at the weekend, I was particularly looking at him and Mac Hansen and what they would bring. And obviously Mac Hansen very good attacking, but he got sidestepped there towards the end, which went a bit viral at the night. But James Lowe was just very, responsible defensively. He knows where to be. He knows what to do. Just how good is it to have, somebody beside you who just is tuned in all 80 minutes of the game?
Yeah, it's great. It's something that he's been working on. It's obviously paying off now. He, I suppose, got a bit harshly criticised maybe in the past about it, and I don't think it was ever a big issue for him, but it's obviously turned into a strength for him now. He's defending so well, and I think the system suits him here, and it gives him confidence to make those reads, and he's a big boy, so when he hits you, you know about it. But no, it's great to see, and I think as a collective the wingers are such an important part in our defensive system, and they're making it a strength now.
And just on the weekend ahead, you obviously mentioned vast of great players, Cipriani and all that, but a lot of the problem stems from just their defensive awareness, where they're supposed to be. Few tries I've seen is just just too close to a ruck, and then just too much space on the inside channel beside the ruck, and obviously Cipriani and stuff just aren't covering that and all that. But it's just with all that space, how do you expect to approach it? Do you expect it to be sort of a kicking game, or do you expect to be getting meters and that more?
I suppose it's probably not changing our systems. It's treating it like we obviously will scout them and see where we think they're going to be a bit vulnerable, but ultimately it's playing the game in front of us and making those reads, and we're going to be sticking to our systems, and it's just about making the right decisions off the back of it. It depends, weather dependent. I think there's a bit of a storm incoming as well, so that could add a bit of a mix to it, but hopefully there'll be opportunities, and it'll come down to whether we're good enough to take them.
I don't know if the storm's arrived now. There's a bit of rain outside.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Just for you as well. Just all this sort of all this rugby that you're getting. I think you have over 600 minutes so far. Every game you played for Leinster this season has been 80 minutes. Just how good is it for you to just constantly be in the team pretty much every week, just getting all this game time under your belt?
Yeah, you always want to be keeping your name in the team, getting a bit of momentum, and I suppose that's where your confidence builds from it, if you're getting those minutes under your belt and racking them up. But I suppose the Champions Cup games are the ones you want to be involved in, so hopefully playing this weekend again, and it's very exciting. It'll be in the Viva, hopefully 30,000+ people in it, and it'll be my first one in the Viva in a Champions Cup game for Leinster, so I don't think I'm the only one in that situation, so it's exciting days, and it's an important game as well. We're going to have to try get the win and hopefully maximum points, because as I was saying earlier, it's a tough competition, and it's a different format now. So
what's Leinster's goal for the Champions Cup?
You know it.